Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is Rusty 78609 in Central Texas, live from his studios, in my well-lighted studios, as you can see. Aren't they beautiful? It looks so different since I remodeled it, as you can tell. And I have on my new fashion statement, my Walmart sweatshirt, double extra large, because they had them on sale for $5 a piece. Are they baggy? Yeah. Is it too big? Yes. Way too big. In fact, I could put two of me in this shirt. But for $5, I couldn't pass it up. So what's going on here in Central Texas today? Well, I have a drippy nose, but I don't have the flu. I don't have bronchitis anymore. Well, I do a little bit, I guess. And the weather here today is right now at 8:31 and 42 seconds, changing as we speak. 58 degrees, 97% humidity. It is humid. And the barometer is 29.93, and I think it's falling. My nose has just been dripping, and I do not know why. It just started this morning. And I refuse to take an antihistamine because supposedly when your nose is dripping, it's your body trying to do something to make it well. So we're going to let it do it. Anyway, today is April the 15th, tax day. File your unfair taxes, pay your unfair share. Corporations and wealthy individuals aren't paying shit today. In fact, you're paying in and they're getting refunds. Fucked again, cowboys. And that is just the way it is. I looked at Roku News this morning. Nothing. Well, nothing I was concerned about anyway. And I looked at Google News. And it's the same old shit. I mean, the only reason I'm doing these videos is just to keep a hook in the water, so to speak, while I'm trying to figure out something else to do. And every now and then I do something different. I did one on the Llano River. I did one on the Confederate Air Force over in Burnett. And I'll do others. 6 takeaways. Democrats tangle at New York debate. It's not a debate, I promise you. It's a silly ass. You said this. How many national news people would be picking their nose while they're doing this? None. Okay. Damn it. My nose is just dripping. Okay. You know, they had one. I got to get up here and find it. Panama Papers, it's getting worse. I don't know what that was all about. I really don't. I hit something and it went crazy. Panama, Panama, Papers. Spain's industry minister steps down over Panama Papers. Okay, that's another one. Panama's EU's 5 biggest economies join crackdown after Panama Papers. Okay, it's happening. It's happening. Now, why? As Putin says, it's kind of a conspiracy started by the U.S. or something. Who knows? But all this offshore money, not all of it, but a selective few of them got caught. They really did. And I say it's about time. Because they'll put a guy in prison for stealing a pack of cigarettes at 7-Eleven. But you can rob the U.S. economy of billions and not only not spend a day in jail, but pay yourself a bonus that same year. for doing such a good job screwing the government. Okay. New York Post endorses Trump. North Korea missile failed, but you know, that guy. China criticizes North Korea missile launch. Uh, here's something I didn't know. Isn't that a surprise? There is something that I did not know. Everything I'm looking at here, I didn't know. Where is it? Oh, Microsoft's suing the federal government. That's right. They really are. And what they're suing them about is they want to tell people when the federal government's sticking their nose in their data. And I think that's a good idea. But when you sue the federal government, you better have deep pockets because they will lay up in court and you're going to be paying those $1,000 an hour fees for a long time. And guess how much the federal government pays? Doesn't matter. It's your money. Convicted Manson family member may win parole. When was that? In the 70s? 72 or so? Thousands of protesters march for $15 hourly wages. Ain't gonna happen. Or if they do, yeah, they'll all agree and they'll say, yeah, in the year 2030 you get it, sure. Where is that? I want to see. There was one story here. It was about electric cars, and I don't see it now. See, that's one thing. I go in here and I look at these stories and pick out a few that I think might be okay, and then I come back, story's gone. The story I was looking for, which is apparently gone into the black hole of the news universe. God damn. What it was is Tesla, for this new model they've come out with, their electric car model, all electric car model. It gets, has over 200 or 300 mile range. And they have 400,000 orders for that thing. I mean, that's orders for a car they're just starting to produce. What do you think about that? Same thing I do. It's too damn expensive for me anyway. I think even with the rebates, it's going to be in the mid 30s. So it's not exactly a giveaway. Fuel economy for me really doesn't matter. It's not an issue. I get 55 miles to the gallon in my Prius. And when I had a tow vehicle, a tow truck, usually I could get one that got around 20. And then when I towed, I got about 8. And but even, say 20 miles to gallon would be 50 gallons a month. At $2 a gallon, that's $100. At $50 miles a gallon, that's 20 gallons times, that's $40. So that's a $60 a month savings. Does $60 a month mean a whole lot to me? Well, in a way, I guess you'd have to say yes. But, it's not a big, gasoline is not a big deal because I don't go hardly anywhere anymore. Okay. Let me go down here. Let's look at science. Maybe science. See, they can't mess with science because not too many reporters know much about it. Yeah, but here, it says scientists stunned. Of course, it couldn't just say surprised or they goofed. Stunned as Greenland ice melt smashes record. Now, what they think, though, is it's caused by, there's another place near there that has these underground steam. That's a steam underground. I mean, they actually use it for power in the far, far north. And they think that is causing the ice melt somehow. And it would, obviously. I mean, hot steam will definitely melt ice. But nobody wants to hear that. They want to, it's global warming. Yeah, and then the debate on global warming, I'll mention this. I think I may have mentioned it some time ago. There was an MIT meteorologist that I watched a video of here a few months ago. And he said for somebody to say that the CO2 level in the air or atmosphere is causing what? Global warming is totally erroneous. It can't happen. And the reason he says that is, he said if the whole atmosphere was a football field, okay? If the whole atmosphere was a football field, then the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere at any given time would be no wider than the goal line. You see what I mean? 2 inches and 100 yards. So I mean then whatever that percentage is about what CO2 represents in the atmosphere. So come on, who do you believe? Who do you believe? I mean, and this goes back for thousands of years. Who do you believe? These scientists have always played games with us. And let's see what's happening here. Oh, let's see. Here, how about Bill Nye, the Science Guy? Didn't even know I had that. Palin, Bill Nye, as much a scientist as I am. Apparently she doesn't like Bill Nye. Bill Nye suggests jailing global warming skeptics. There is a guy that should be put in a home. Okay, so that's it for that. Since I'm blowing my nose and sneezing and coughing, and I don't feel bad. I feel fine. I mean, I don't feel 10 on a 10 scale, but I don't feel that bad. Let's go up here. There was a couple of jokes. I'll just do a couple. Anyway, don't forget to pay your taxes. Nah, 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 nah. I don't have to pay any. Nah, 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 nah. Why don't I have to pay any income tax? Because I don't have that much income. Hell, you got 10,000 as exemptions. You got 6,300 standard deduction they just give you. And then for each dependent, you get 4,000, I think. And I get 2 because I'm over age 65. And I don't have that much earned income. I don't have 15,000 earned income. I thought this joke was kind of cute. It says 2 little boys were known troublemakers, stealing everything they could get their hands on, even from the church. One day a priest stopped one of the boys and asked, "Where is God?" The boy shrugged and the priest repeated, "Where is God?" The boy ran out of the cathedral crying to his home where he hid in the closet. Eventually his brother found him and asked, "What's wrong?" The crying boy replied, "We're in deep trouble now. God is missing, and they think we stole him." Weak. Oh, goodness, excuse me for the 1,000th time. But that's, whenever it's doing this, you're actually getting better, I think. I hope. I'm just making that up. A man is angry because he has it in his head that someone has stolen his wallet. He walks into a church to steal someone else's wallet, but he has a change of heart during the service. He confesses to the priest afterwards about what his intentions had initially been. The priest asks, "Well, what made you change your mind?" The man says, "In your sermon on the 10 Commandments, when you got to 'Thou shalt not commit adultery,' I remembered where I left my wallet." Oh, 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 oh. Oh, golly. Let's let's see. There might be another one. I'm going to go way out. We'll go to page 10. What do we got here? I'll do a couple more. I mean, you know, it's corny. Here we go. Pedro. No, I'm not going to do Pedro. What do you call a nun in a wheelchair? Virgin Mobile. How does Moses make his tea? He brews it. He brews it. Oh, that is so bad. He brews it. That is worse than anything I've ever. Jesus walks into an inn, hands the innkeeper 3 nails, and says, "Can you put me up for the night?" I'm not making these up. I am not making these up. 3 Christian boys live in a church. One day the boys say, "Pastor, Pastor, we have done no bad deed." The pastor replies, "Very good. Now each of you are granted 1 bad deed." One boy comes back and says, "Pastor, Pastor, I broke a car window." The pastor tells him, "Go to the back, pray, and drink some holy water." The second boy comes back saying, "Pastor, Pastor, I punched a woman in the face." The pastor replies, "Go to the back, pray, and drink some holy water." The third boy comes in and says, "Pastor, Pastor, I peed in the holy water." Three priests and 3 young boys are on a boat on the ocean. The boat starts to sink, and the first priest says, "Save the boys." The second priest says, "Fuck the boys." The third priest says, "Do you think we have time?" Oh, goodness. Okay, that's it, folks. I can't think of anything else. I'll look at what do we got here. A few minutes. I'll spend another minute because I ain't got anything to do. It's not like my schedule is full. I'm just burning daylight. I got to do a tasting event today for, what is it? It is for Best Damn Root Beer. And believe it or not, it's a root beer. It's a alcohol. It's root beer with alcohol content. That's what it is. Well, it's beer. It's beer. It's brewed like a beer, tastes like root beer, and contains about 7 or 8% alcohol, I believe. But anyway, and also I got to have ice cream and do ice cream floats. I got to make ice cream floats. It's a mess. It's not one of my favorites. I've done it twice. Okay, religious test. I don't see anything here. You know, usually you can find something pretty good on Fox, but not much today. You know, this thing about, well, I think I mentioned about the jets, you know, that buzzed the U.S. destroyer. Now, you got to know how that really works. I think I mentioned the fact that, you know, these are just kids. You know, they're having fun. You know, they're flying around in a $500 million aircraft or whatever it costs. And, you know, probably cost $25,000 or more an hour, or $50,000 an hour just to keep it flying. And the truth be known, the destroyer, U.S. destroyer, knew this airplane was coming from probably close to 1,000 miles away because they got all kind of radar tracking shit. You know, it's no fluke, and so they were in communication with this guy. You know, and also they can tell if he's got his missiles armed or not armed. And whether they're locked on the target or not locked on the target. They know more about his airplane than he does, you know. And had he had any of those things engaged, they would have blown him right out of the air. There's no doubt in my mind. And the only reason they didn't is they were in contact with him, and he was speaking Russian. They're speaking English, and they probably didn't have. They probably had somebody on board that spoke a little Russian, but rather than cause an international incident when there was no threat to their ship, they let it pass. Now you can bet your life on this that the commander of that ship right now is under fire because all his brethren are saying, "You should have shot that son of a bitch. God damn, I mean, I don't care if it's my ship." I hear you. You know, all the people that didn't have to make the decision could have made the decision. And that's the way it always is. Okay? The guy whoever's got to make the decision, the final decision, like do we press the red button or don't? Good question. Okay, that's it. You know, there's if you look at technology, there's all kind of new stuff that is coming down the pike, and I think a lot of it is going to be very helpful for us health-wise, particularly for those people that have to be constantly monitored by health devices. You know, I don't know, heart monitors or insulin monitors or whatever. You know, they'll be able to do that much. In fact, right now they can do it much simpler than they ever have in their life. But the downside is, since we have such a shitty healthcare program in our country, the prices don't come down, they go up. Okay? That's the world we live in. So anyway, what else can I say to you guys? It's time to me to yabba dabba doo to get out of here and get ready to go do my demo. It's 8:51. I usually try to get there about a little after 11 because I'm slow, and I do it. I'm intentionally slow. You know, by the time I get my little table set up and buy the product and jack around, I usually walk around the store a little bit because it's like 58 here this morning, and it's a little too cool and too damp for me to go walking because I got part of the bug, and I got it from the wine steward at the grocery store I'm doing the wine tasting or beer tasting today at. She had gone to Chile to visit some wineries. You know, the grocery chain allows them to do that. The wineries pay for all the expenses, and they go down and they decide if they're going to bring that wine in to the store or not. So it's kind of a big deal, I guess, for the wineries. Anyway, she said on the flight back, she sat by a guy that had the flu. And she arrived back in the store last Friday. Okay? Where was I last Friday? Right there. And she was proud of herself. She couldn't wait to tell everybody, "Oh, I got the flu from this guy on the airplane. Had to sit by him for 6, 7 hours on a plane and nothing I could, and now I've got it." And I thought, well, you idiot, what are you doing at work? Well, anyway, she not only got me, I went by the store yesterday and there were 4 other people out with the flu, thanks to you know who. You know, if I was the store manager, I think I would have her flogged, because use your head. They got plenty. The reason she didn't want to use her sick leave, because she saves it up. Okay? She saves it up, attaches it to her vacation. So instead of getting 2 or 3 weeks, she gets an additional 8 days. Okay? And the store, they allow that. They treat their employees pretty good, but the employees kind of abuse it. But be that as it may, you guys enjoy your day. Thumbs up. Carpe diem. Adios, amigos. Adios, amigos. And my new Walmart. Boy, this thing is big, isn't it? My giant sweatshirt. Bye-bye.